Hello, happy Thursday. Thursday, my new video day. It was Mondays for years and years and years, and now it's not. Welcome to Lizland. It is Thursday, the last day of February, February 28th, 2019, and I am here almost 5 years post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy update. My stats are below. Yada, 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 weight loss surgery, and life, right? Yeah. Is this on slow replay? Because that's what I'm getting. Anyway, who cares? I'm going to do this quickly. So last week I talked about the idea of hunger and listening to my body's cues as it related to food. And guess what? That, and sorry, I use all the curse words in my videos. So this is my warning for those of you listening at home with small children. And look who's coming to say hello. It's Dale Cooper. But so last week I talked about hunger and the idea of listening to my body and feeding when it was hungry, and paying attention to those cues. And I don't know if it was, I think there are multiple things that played a factor in this, but let me tell you, did that fuck with my head and my heart and my emotions. I don't know if it was just that or a cat's butt in my face. We need to introduce you to Robert Earl. He is much better behaved in YouTube videos than you, Dale Cooper. Probably because Clusie edits her videos, but anyway. So, what? So, last week I started, oh, look, and there's Gracie. Should I start over? I should probably start over. Hello, happy Thursday. Welcome to Lizland on Thursday, February 28th, 2019. I am almost 5 years post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy update, and I have maintained a weight loss of about 180 pounds for 4-ish years now, which is pretty fucking incredible. Oh, and here's my warning. I use the F word a lot in my videos, so that's your warning. And Dale Cooper's here, and we're just hanging out. So all my stats are below. Last week I talked about the idea of hunger and listening to my body and feeding it when it was hungry and sort of trying to tune into that. Well, I don't think it was just that, but I think it was that and a couple other things that literally led me to feeling all the feels and pretty awful mental mindfuck. So, yeah. It's been interesting. I mean, it's really been interesting. I think that there's a lot of things. So basically I had said, I am not going to put specific parameters around myself as it relates to eating, with the exception of eating when you're hungry, which that's the hardest parameter of all, only eating when you're hungry, FYI, for me anyway. Eating when you're hungry, drinking your water, moving your body intentionally and hard 4 to 5 days a week, taking my vitamins, weighing. So those were the things that I was looking at. I wasn't going to be keto or Weight Watchers or what's that thing? What's that thing that people used to talk about that Kurt got all uptight about? The sleeve reset. I'm not resetting my sleeve. I'm not eating only eggs. I'm not doing any of these things because my sense is this is part of the problem. And over the last couple of years where I felt like I'm not doing it right or that there's more I need to do, I have started back onto this mentality of you're a fuck up as it relates to food and eating and all of the things. And I don't like that. I don't like feeling like that. I think that that's a very self-defeating behavior. So I thought, well, let's try this for a while. Well, this, along with, I shared a story with a close friend that is not a story I share hardly ever, and particularly with that level of depth and honesty, and that brought up a lot of emotions in me. Also, it's National Eating Disorder Awareness Week, and so I follow a lot of body positivity people on Instagram, so there's been lots of posts and reading around that, and I was just all up in my fucking feels. There have been a few tears over these last couple days, and it's just a very interesting process. I feel like this, do I feel like I have an eating disorder? No. Do I feel like I have disordered eating? Absolutely. Because, I was talking to somebody after my video last week, and they were saying, that, that they're also recognizing their hunger and recognizing when they stress eat. And if they give themselves sort of permission to do that, eat when they're not hungry and stress eat, if it's something that is, within their typical food plan of doing it. And I sort of feel like and I like that a lot, because I sort of feel like there are going to be, we're part of, I've done these things where it's a 60-day streak of this, or it's this, or it's that, or it's all these like magical things that I think are going to solve this weight problem permanently. And I'm going to wake up one morning and be 125 pounds. And you know what? That's not going to happen. So, sorry, I'm getting distracted by text disease. Not text disease, but by texts. I need to focus here because ADD. But what I realize is it's this other part that I probably need to focus on, because I have my habits down pretty well. But anyway, what does all this mean? What all this means is I have put back a few parameters around my eating, which it's just kind of like boundaries for me. I think the fear of not having any boundaries around food was terrifying for me a little bit. And I've said before, and I'm not going to talk about what I'm eating here. I'm going to talk about other stuff around this. But so I have put a few parameters back in place for myself, and I feel much more contained and safe with that. But here's the big thing that I want to talk about. I have spent my whole life, I am a very introspective person. I do a lot of thinking about myself and growing and meditating and therapy and all those things. And every step along the way, it's like, oh, here's the identification of something that's wrong with me. Now, what do I have to do to fix that? So the space I'm trying to be in right now, and I'm also a control freak. So I figure I want to go and figure everything out. I'll figure it out for you. I'll figure it out for me. I'll figure it out for your third cousin's husband. I know best for everybody, which is bullshit. But that's my personality style, and I've spent my whole life trying to figure out everything as soon as it came up and prevent whatever the emotional consequence is going to be to that to me, if that's going to be pain or that's going to be whatever. And what I'm trying to sit with now, finally, I will be 53 years old tomorrow, is the idea that just because I notice something, I need to allow it to be okay and not try to figure it out and fix it, that I am not broken. And I sort of say I'm not broken as it relates to this or this or this. I'm not broken as it relates to anything, and neither is anybody else. I used to use that phrase that so-and-so was broken. None of us are broken. We are not broken. We are whole, perfect, and complete exactly as we are. And what I am trying to get comfortable with is the idea of if I become aware of something like this anxiety I got when I realized that I was not giving myself any constraints around food from somebody who used to weigh 400 pounds, that's scary to me. And so I'm just trying to sit with the things that are coming up and not try to fix them or change them, and just let them be for a minute. So that's what I'm working on this week. How about you? You guys tell me below. What are you guys working on? So have a happy week. And next time I see you, it will be March. That's my favorite month. I will talk to you later.